Let's hang out for a little bit till a bunch of people show up. How about that, kids? Now, who the hell threw a thumb and left? Ah, the counter's just weird. Alright, let's look at the live chat. Yes, Bob, more drugs. More goodies to make it feel like there's nothing wrong. Until I try to move. Then when my body doesn't work properly, I'm reminded that, yeah, shit is wrong. Shit's very, very wrong. What up, Corey Lee? Good seeing you again, man. Oh, I appreciate the sentiment, dude. Though, um, my my lower body is kind of sort of toast. Not much kicking. I will I will use these as much as I can, but you know the legs, not so much of the ambulation taking place. I keep thinking I need one of those get ups like War Machine had after the Civil War movie, where he had that mechanical apparatus around his legs and waist, helping him walk and holding him up. No, I'm not paralyzed. I'm just in a lot of pain. I can move if people don't mind me screaming, which isn't ever a nice sight to see a man make sounds like that. It's unnatural, if you will. Um, Not even a manly growl makes up for it. Um, but after lots of drugs and lots of arguing, I got some equipment nearby, so I still have the dignity of not um, being an infant from the waist down. If you get my point. And you know what? I didn't have much of a life before this, but damn it, it was my life. I had a walker with four wheels that I got around fantastic with. I went faster and better with most people with that thing, and I could carry everything I needed with it. Thanks for being here, Bob. You know what? Sounds like you got a strong heart, man. You just one of those people you gotta be doing, and that's some good shit, dude. The world would be a better place with more people like you. Um, from what I've heard, some of the staff at the dialysis center are keeping them fed and keeping an eye on them. I'm gonna try to get a um, a day trip out of here sometime soon, like on a Sunday when the dialysis center's closed and nobody's on the property, so I can hang out with the cats for a couple hours. I miss them dearly. They were my they're my girls. They just are. Yeah, chaos for you. One of my recent videos has a link to a GoFundMe. It was a GoFundMe I posted just for people to throw $5 and $10 at a time so I could, keep me and the cats fed and happy. But if you want to go over to that GoFundMe and throw some money towards a Steam Deck, that'd be great. It'll at least keep me occupied and keep my mind off this. I have no idea how much a Steam Deck costs. Old Big Apple's a good dude. A little frenzied and frazzled once in a while, but otherwise, once you get past that, he's a solid guy. Oh, cool, Bob. Nah, no Cash App. The only way to transfer money to me is through the GoFundMe. Yeah, Steam Deck is like a Game Boy with like or a what do they call those? The Nintendo Switch, but like the size of a 8-inch tablet, I guess. What I've heard, and its hardware is optimized for gameplay, so it has like really high end video. That's what I've heard. I'm not that big into gaming, so don't quote me on any of that. Let's see. Let's see. Right, yeah. Since I've been put in the rehab center, every time I go to dialysis, they put me in an ambulance and transport me back to my dialysis center. And so I've been going back there now. And so a little history is in order. When all I had was Mama Cat, when I'd go in to get treatment, somehow whatever she smelled or heard or whatever her senses could decipher, she found the window where I was posted and would sit outside the window while I was at treatment. My treatment caregiver would tell me that. She's like, every time I look out the window, your cat's sitting there looking at us. She knows you're in here. I don't know how. Right? So that was like 2 years ago. So when I got back over there after a month of being gone and was in my usual spot by the window, halfway through treatment, my caregiver stops and goes, You know what I just saw? No, what'd you just see? She goes, your little black cat Bubby is sitting by the window looking for you. She's just sitting there, staring. It's like, aw. So they still have an imprint of me on them. Oh yeah, Corey. Animals are way smart. They just don't speak English. Well, I tell you what, gentlemen. After this live stream, I'll post up a new one, just a short one with the link in the comments, and then you can go from there. How's that sound? Oh yeah, that's the other thing too, Corey. Is about 2 weeks after having just Mama Cat, I'd never had to have an alarm since then. My cat's got me up every morning on time, 4:30 a.m. to make sure I had my medication on time, to make sure I got into dialysis on time. And if I dozed off between 4:30 and 5:30, because I actually had to be in for treatment at 5:30, they'd wake me up again and make sure like they would walk me to the door and stand by the door and wait for me to go in and make sure I got in the building and stand by the door watching me till I went in for treatment. So yeah, they were very, very smart, very, very handy critters. Took good care of me. Hey Corey, do whatever you can, man. Every little bit helps. Maybe you'll send the right people this way that'll, you know, be able to do the things you can't. Because that's why we need each other, right? Old Jim, Big Apple, he can't throw much money, but he's good at getting a message out. Hell, that was his position in the military. Please. Jokes are great. Whether it's a dad joke, an absolutely inane and nerdy joke, or a morbid joke, or a mix of the three, it doesn't matter to me. Jokes are jokes and I can appreciate them all. Even if in some neurotic light they are derogatory towards me in some way, it's still a joke. They're just jokes. Learn to work, kid. Yeah, now I got this old person thing going on where if I leave a specific body part in one position for too long, it seizes up and doesn't want to work. I need lubrication like the Tin Man. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Just lube yourself up a little bit. Oh, hey, I am as spry as a 18-year-old man. Well, let's go, kids. Oh, all right, Bob. Let's see what you got here. The things we took for granted now cost us most of the. Indeed, Corey. Indeed. I just. I had hoped I would shed myself of this mortal coil before I became this broken down. I didn't want to. I didn't want to linger like this because I've seen it. It's not worth it. At least, for, at the very least, the chronic bone pain. Right? The song isn't over. The dance hasn't ended. There's time left on your shift. I don't care how much you want to go home. You have to stay, Mr. Anderson. Your job's not done. In some sick, demented way, one could make the argument that my body, or whatever other powers that be, anywhere on down to the very people that resuscitate me, to the very unseen actors such as gods and shit like that, whatever it is, somewhere in there one could argue that, at least in my personal case, because the very biological intention of human life is to breed, and I have yet to do so, my body continues to cling to life until I produce offspring. Perhaps that's all I need to do is fertilize one egg that is carried to term and birthed. And that's all I can guarantee on that one. I don't know how long after that it needs to survive or to what quality of survivability, but maybe that's what needs to happen. I need to produce a viable offspring before my body will willingly give out. Until it detects a viable offspring of its own of its own makeup, it will not have the desire to check out. Right? Yeah. Here, kitty, kitty. Oh, other good news. A niece I grew up with. She was like my little sister. We were so close in age, which is great because I was the youngest in my batch of siblings. So having her and her little brother as my as my little sister and brother were that was great growing up that way. She's 10 years younger than me, so 31. She's gonna come see me. She's been working with the homeless for like 5 6 years where she lives. So I don't know. She's still single. Maybe she'll take her crippled brother uncle in. Don't know. Be great if she did, because because of that biological connection, no one will be more compelled to take care of you than family. Oh, Goodfellas is on TV tonight too. So yeah, I don't know. Something weird happened to the family unit after World War II. Family has just become, over the last 75, 80 years, more and more like crabs in a bucket. Anyone that tries to escape to make better, the other ones try to pull them back in. But I cheated and had somebody bring me some fast food today, so that was glorious. Even though I have that option, I haven't eaten fast food in like I don't know maybe once in the last 6 months. Otherwise, maybe twice in the last year. Eat a lot of salad, legumes, and fruits. Oh yeah, dude, that kind of surgery, Corey. Yeah, laughter is not a good idea. That is, that will bring a certain kind of pain that you will never forget. Wow, dude, that had to be something. awful. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate the sentiment. Hold on, I'm feeling this out. Where's it going? Am I just going the wrong way? Maybe. Wait for it. Okay. Okay. Where's the sweet spot? Not quite there. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is like one of those IQ test puzzles where you gotta balance out the tension of the pivot points. If I get one comfortable, one on the other end goes bad. It's fuck me. Oh, not there. Okay. Mm. You know what? I haven't done that in so long, Bob. I don't even think I remember how. Um, and in good old gym fashion, when you said rolling butt, I pictured two butt cheeks on wheels speeding down a track in good old Warner Brothers cartoons fashion. I'm just, to be honest with you, I am totally, totally freaked out about what could transpire with my body going forward. I don't mean years from now. I mean very, very quickly. Um, I don't, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be here for that. Um, my state has all the good stuff except uh, except the right to how'd you say, disembark from the ride. Yeah, we'll call it that. Sunflowers. Now that is a fantastically cheery name, considering what we're talking about here tonight. I appreciate you stopping in just for that. That name makes me smile. I've had documented DNRs in many ways for, well, since I was 18, so 23 years. But I have come to find that one, the first time I left this mortal coil, the person who knew I didn't want to be resuscitated made sure that I was resuscitated. So that was an epic fail. And then on since then, I have found out that here in Florida, um, regardless of the um, regardless of the medical facility, whether it be a nursing home or hospital, places where people tend to die, right? Places where people tend to expire, okay? Even places like that, like 95% or better of all medical facilities in Florida will not respect a do not resuscitate order. My dialysis center will not. I'm pretty sure that's just a national standard held by damn near every dialysis center and or dialysis company. Uh, Hospitals here will not respect or do not resuscitate. Um, so yeah, you could be, you know, in their parking lot with all four limbs sawn off and beheaded, and they're like, we have to resuscitate him. Saw the head on, make sure he lives, or glue the head on, make sure he lives. We can't let him die. So it's like it's terrifying. It's also why I haven't tried to leave yet, because I'm afraid of these lunatics super gluing and duct taping me back together in some horrific Frankenstein way, and me having to live with the consequences of it. Let me get caught up on what y'all been talking about here. Mr. Slater should be part of the wrench squad now. Remember, wrench squad, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Yeah, they're kicking in a little bit, taking the edge off. Bob says I'll call in some guns. Thanks, man. Oh, and I don't know if any of you in the last year donated to my getting another vehicle. I took that money instead and invested it in some stocks that produce a 1% output every month in dividends and have just been sitting on it. So until I'm ready to pop on something, it's just sitting there making me money. So at this point, I think I've got like an extra $200 a month in income now. So thanks, guys. I don't have a new van, but I've got some extra income to work towards some stuff.
You need a pain pill?
Yes, ma'am.
The Xanax not due yet.
Yeah, just my 10 milligram oxy.
Yes. That's right, Corey. Stability is great. And the more scant a life you live, though if you become too scant in your lifestyle, you can't maintain the things you need to live that lifestyle. Because if you don't get good enough sleep, living in a van, you're going to lose your job. And then if you lose your job, you're not going to be able to afford to eat right. You're certainly not going to be able to afford to sleep right. And your health is going to start to fall apart. So there is that. But you know what? Do what you can. That's why I encourage millennials. Don't let anyone shame you for living with your parents. Live with your parents till you're 35. Stack that cash. When you're 30, buy the rest of the house out from under them. Take take ownership of the deed of the house. Keep your parents in there. Keep them working and paying for the house. You keep stacking cash, putting it away like I did. right? So you have income to support the family. It's just a remake of what we were doing during the Great Depression, where you had like three generations living at home. It's not that big of a deal. It's the best thing they can do right now. So don't let Gen X and the boomers can shame you about, I was out of the house at 18 and I had four kids by the time I was 23. Yeah, well, the economy was really different back then and you had better options. Live at home as long as you can. In fact, stay at home, take ownership of that home, and just continue that cycle for generation after generation. Invest in that home as a home and not a piece of property to be bought and sold. It's not retail, it's a multi generational investment.
And it's at 2 5 milligrams.
Okay.
And I was going to finish using it.
Okay. I'm not a.
No, you have 10.
Okay.
But I was using that before. No use of us popping from boats.
Yeah. Okay.
Finish using it.
Yeah, Bob, sorry about your dad, man. It's got to be scary for him and hard on you. It's got to be hard seeing him that way. Because I think a part of seeing our parents that way reminds us that we're going to lose that connection soon, that that connection will be severed. And that's a very traumatic biochemical loss. Because that DNA connection has stimulated a kind of neurochemical um, makeup, kind of
97.
condition in our brain our whole lives that when you shut that off, it's like putting a drug cold turkey. And it's incredibly, incredibly, incredibly traumatic. And you never really get over it. But then it also reminds us that that's our parent. When they're gone, we don't have that safety net anymore. We are the safety net now, and that scares us. And then we start thinking about who's next in line behind us to do for us what we did for our parents and so on.
And this thing doesn't really run out with it.
That's fine, Bob. That's completely up to you, man. Only you know. Only you know how you're interfacing with the situation.
Yeah, oxygen level is 98%, the pulse 81, blood pressure 102/64, respiration 18, temperature 97.6. All right. Okay, good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
I will
Good
bother
night,
you
young lady.
anymore.
Have a good
Don't
night.
bother me unless I call you.
There you have it.
I had stated, though, I think, to Big Apple, and for those of you that don't know that code, because our friend Jimmy has a certain last name, we were fucking around one night, and I'm Tango Charlie, he's Big Apple. But yes, I am back now. I hope not too many people, you know, ran screaming from the stream. Ha 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 ha. And my front too, Bob. Oh, geez, the TV here shit the bed again. Maybe the same crazy lady ran out into the hallway and pulled the plug again. She didn't like the choices of what was on, so she pulled the plug. All that masculine skewing sports and and mobster and war. Uh, Television programming. We need to get rid of it. Thank you, sunflowers. Goddamn, just saying that name makes me smile. Sunflowers. Oh, there was something we were talking about a minute ago, and fuck me, I forgot what it was because I had like half a thought on it. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So, in a storage shed, I still have a full length leather trench coat that I wore for the first like year or two that I was homeless and all I had was my motorcycle, right? So it was like having a one of those wearable blankets, man, only better, especially at night, right? Oh, it was freaking awesome, and it looked cool as shit. And ever since I started sleeping, you know, outdoors, homeless, I've had this habit of sleeping flat on my back with my arms crossed on my chest. Even when I sleep on the benches now for the past couple of years, same thing. On my back, arms crossed on my chest. Someone brought up to me one time that people probably freak out when they see me sleeping that way because it's the death pose. And I realized that, yeah, the ancient Egyptians put their dead in that position, crossed their arms on their chest like that. And so I thought, you know what? That would be cool as shit. At least for me personally. Okay. From here back and all of this. Fucking just nair. Completely gone. All the hair except the eyebrows, the Fu Manchu, and the goatee. Okay? And then the full body trench coat with my arms crossed and my eyes closed. With upper half of the casket open. I don't know. That'd just be a fantastic image. I think, anyway. For me to go out on. Maybe I'm waxing too artistic, if you will. Chances are it'll never happen, but I don't know. Just that image in my head was like, you know what? Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I've asked that question too. If God doesn't want me yet, what do I have left to do? There are days I there are days I wake up and I just beg him. I'm like, what do you want? What do you need me to do? Just tell me what to do so I can do it, so that I can get it done. And I can go. Not that I don't appreciate you, gentlemen, but as has been discussed here tonight, this body is inhibiting my ability to do much of anything. Nah, shut the light off in here. It's all dark in here, so you can't see anything. Or as John Cena says, you can't see me. Welcome to the Ghost Story Hour. But all in all, I'm sharing this room with another guy. He shut the TV off. Shut the TVs off. And the lights out. He's ready to go to sleep. So I think I should probably let you guys go and shut my fucking mouth so he can go to sleep. Because we've been getting along so far and I don't want to jeopardize that. Good night, Bob. Good night, Corey. Good night, Sunflowers. Thank you all for showing up. Thanks for your support. I really do appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night and a good weekend. I'll catch you again sometime down the line. Thanks again. And I'll drop a video later with a link in the comments to the GoFundMe.